evolution of sound.
What's up, ninjas? My name is Samworld, and welcome to how to make dubstep sounds with your mouth. What you're going to need for this tutorial is going to be Ableton or any DAW that has a sampler in it that allows you to apply FM. Now, this is the biggest thing here. Now, the first thing you want to do is record yourself doing some sounds. These are going to be mine. Boom. Now, do make them sound really good and try and keep it in one key. For instance, this note here that we have, I made sure that I was playing at G sharp. So if you can't sing that good, you can also utilize other people's vocals. What we're going to do is open up the sampler by going into instruments and dropping it into the sampler. Into the MIDI channel. And we're going to drop in the first one, which is the basic B one, the basic bitch one. Now, what we're going to be doing is applying pitch oscillation here, and we're going to turn the oscillator on. Now, the moment we turn it on, you're going to notice there's FM and AM synthesis. Now, FM synthesis is something like this. Hurry the fuck up, motherfucker! Cashmere is the shit! Pretty much we have two wavetables, and one of them is going to be the main operator wavetable that's going to be coming out of your speakers, and then there's going to be the carriers behind it that are going to be pretty much increasing the speed of the one. So pretty much like cars literally telling each other, hurry the fuck up, and that increases the pitch because the faster something moves, the higher pitch it sounds, and the slower something moves, the lower pitch it's going to sound. Now what we're going to be doing here is having fun. We're going to loop a certain area of the sound that we like, so I'm going to go from here. Now let's put it into the key that sample is in. Gladly, I know this is going to be in G sharp for me, but I want to go lower on this. So, or you know what, let's go higher just so we can utilize, notes. Now we want to keep it low so that we can get that bass sound from dubstep. Now the next thing is pitch oscillation. This is where the fun is going to happen, and this is where it's more of experimenting than actual theory, because I can't be here and tell you, oh, if you do this and this in a certain way, you're going to get the sound, because it's always going to be different depending on the sample you have. This is where you get really unique sounds. Now what we're going to do is increase the volume here to wherever you think it sounds good. Now pretty much what's happening here is we're telling the sine to get routed into our vocal wavetable, the Britney Spears vocal of the year, and pretty much it's going to be telling it to speed up, and that's what the sound's going to be creating. It's kind of like a fusion of it, and you get really cool FM sounds. Now what we're going to do is move the sustain all the way up to 100 so it stays stable, and now we're going to give it a bit of attack. And you can already see where we're going to be creating the dubstep sounds. Now you can make the sustain stay up here and then lower it with the release maybe a tad bit, lower the sustain down, and let's have it have a good decay time. Okay, that's a bit too long. There we go. So as you can see, it's a very cool feature. Now let's mix it up. Let's use another wavetable, maybe like a Saw 64. And you can see we're starting to get really interesting sounds. Let's play a little bit of an octave higher. Let's give it more attack. There we go. Maybe let's go with a higher attack. Okay, so there we go. Now let's add some pitch envelope to this. Maybe let's make it go backwards, maybe 48, and a hello decay there. And now what we're going to do is go into the filter section, and this is where it gets more fun, because now we get to really make the sound pop out like a bee. So what we're going to do here is increase the spread so it's more stereo. And then you can add glide if you want. Okay, and then we're going to go into the filter. Now here is where we can kind of apply filter envelopes if you want. Bandpass, notch, whatever you feel would sound good. Let's go with a different type of distortion. You can see there it's starting to get really crazy. So now from here we have LFOs and all that. Now let's say this is the sound we want, because you can modulate this, as you know, turn it into another sound by using an LFO. Now the difficult part here is going to be that you're not going to have serum sequencer like the LFO, as you know, so it's going to get a little bit difficult, but I'm sure some of you guys, in order to get this unique sound design aspect to it, you guys are going to go far and beyond with this. So what we're going to do next is going to just, apply effects to this. Ableton easily has some of the best effects in the digital world, and to be honest, you know, it'd be stupid not to use them if you're on Ableton. So what we're going to be doing, the first thing is, you know, you got to figure out what your sound needs. I think it needs a bit of EQ. Let's add a little bit of low end, a tiny bit. It's not going to come up if it's not there, and maybe a little bit more of the highs. Now what we're gonna do is do the magic trick which everyone does, which is the multi-band dynamics. Now be careful with this. We're gonna grab the OTT preset, which is super exploited by a lot of sample pack companies like mine's Evolution of Sound, but we're gonna lower this down a bit, and let's be careful here. And you can already see we're getting some cool stuff. Let's add a reverb now, but to add a bit of like kind of size, not size, but like make it feel more full. There we go. Let's lower it maybe a bit down there. The decay time. This is going to give it more depth, especially with hall reverbs. It tends to do that. Now, let's put the quality at high. Now, the last thing I want to do is maybe mess a little bit experimentally with the chorus. The chorus is easily one of my favorite effects because a lot of people utilize it as just the standard way it was made for. But one of the things a lot of people don't know is if you have the rate be fully 0%, and then you add a bit of amount and feedback, you're going to get this really metallic feel to it. So from here, the last thing we could possibly do is maybe apply another compressor just to compress everything a little bit more. And that's going to be it. So pretty much as you guys saw there, we used a vocal sound to make a dubstep sound out of it utilizing the Ableton sampler. If you guys have any more questions, make sure to leave them in the comments below. But I am going to tell you this, guys. There's people like Dioro that say that all their synths come from vocal sounds, and that's not far-fetched. In fact, you can actually do it a lot easier than you guys think. So make sure to like put this in, you know, maybe something to fuck around with when I'm uninspired or I want to learn something new for sound design. This is Emerald out. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, make sure to subscribe, leave a like, leave a comment, let me know what you thought of the video, and I'll see you guys next time. Take care, ninjas, and have an amazing day. Everybody in the front. Don't